There is a kind of kindness that doesn't feel kind from the inside. It feels like tension. You know it in the way, no, gets stuck in your throat, even for small things. Someone asks for a favor, and your mouth says, sure, before your mind has even checked if you have the time, the energy, or the desire. You walk away already rehearsing how you'll fit it in, already tired, already annoyed with yourself, but more afraid of disappointing them than overloading you. You apologize constantly. For taking up space, for asking questions, for existing slightly too loudly. If someone's message sounds colder than usual, your stomach drops. If you sense distance, your brain starts scanning, did I do something wrong? Are they mad? Did my tone sound off? On the outside, people call you nice, sweet, so easy to be around. You are the one who understands, who accommodates, who doesn't make a fuss. They say it like admiration. You feel it like a job description. There is this background anxiety that follows you into every room. You're not always panicking, it's subtler than that. It's a constant checking, is everyone okay with me? Did I upset anyone? Do they still like me? Conflict feels dangerous. Even the hint of someone's irritation can make your heart race. You'd rather twist yourself into 1,000 shapes than risk someone seeing you as difficult, demanding, or ungrateful. So you soften your opinions. You laugh things off that actually hurt. You say, it's totally fine, don't worry, while a small, honest part of you is whispering, it's not fine at all. From the outside, it looks like you're simply generous, agreeable, born to please. But inside, it doesn't feel like generosity. It feels like survival. Because this didn't start as a personality trait. It began as a strategy. Long before you were too nice, you were a child in a particular emotional climate, watching faces, tracking tones, learning that the safest version of you was the one who didn't cause waves, who made things easier, who made grown-ups feel better. You weren't just being kind. You were learning how to stay loved. There's a reason your first instinct is to manage everyone else's mood before you even check in with your own. Think back, not to blame anyone, but to notice the pattern. Maybe one parent's irritation filled the whole room. The slam of a cupboard, the sharp reply, the quiet freezing over. You learned quickly, if you could be extra good, extra helpful, extra charming, the tension might melt a little faster. Your smile, your compliance, your "it's okay, I don't mind" became tiny peace offerings. Or maybe it wasn't anger, but absence. A parent who was physically there, scrolling, exhausted, lost in their own sadness. You felt the distance like cold air. So you tried to close it, bringing them little gifts, doing well at school, not complaining, becoming the one who listened to their problems. You were still just a child, but you were already auditioning for the role of emotional caretaker. This is what people rarely see when they say you're too nice. They see the behavior. They don't see the history. Your body was studying attachment long before you knew there were attachment styles. It measured, when am I safe? When do they soften? When do they stay close? And the answer, again and again, seemed to be when you pleased them, when you didn't upset them, when you made things easier. So your nervous system developed its own version of a fawn response. Instead of fighting or running or freezing, you leaned toward. You soothed. You adapted. You became what was needed. The anxiety you feel now around disapproval or conflict is not fragile sensitivity. It's the echo of a time when disapproval felt like danger, when a raised voice, a disappointed sigh, or a withdrawn silence could make your whole world feel unstable. To keep love, you slowly moved yourself out of the center of your own life. Not all at once. Just one small self-abandonment at a time. And over the years, something quiet but profound happened. Your parents didn't have to enforce many rules anymore. You carried them inside you, as a voice that still whispers, even now. Be good. Be easy. Don't upset anyone. It's how you stay safe. One of the hardest things to see is that the part of you that pleases everyone didn't start as weakness. It started as protection. When you laugh off a hurtful comment, when you say, "No worries," instead of, "That really stung," something very old in you is stepping forward. The child who once kept the peace is still doing their job. If you imagine your inner world as a small stage, the cast becomes clearer. At the front is the performer, smiling, agreeable, reading the crowd. They adjust their lines depending on who is in front of them. They never take up too much time. In the wings stands the director, tense, watchful, tracking every reaction. Don't say that. They might leave. Be grateful. Don't ask for more. And behind the curtain, almost hidden, there's another figure, a small version of you, holding all the feelings that were never convenient for anyone else. That one isn't too nice. That one is just real. They're the part of you that wanted to say, "This isn't fair, I don't like this, please stay," but learned that those words created trouble. So the performer went out instead. Becoming less of a people pleaser doesn't mean dragging that hidden child into harsh light and forcing them to speak. It starts much smaller and quieter. It might look like noticing the moment you agree automatically, and later, in private, admitting to yourself, "I didn't actually want that." Letting that truth exist is already a crack in the old pattern. It might sound like hearing the inner rule, "Don't upset anyone," and answering, "I'm allowed to exist even if someone is slightly uncomfortable." At first, you may only dare to say this inside your own mind. That's enough. You're rebuilding trust with yourself. Over time, you may try tiny experiments, one honest, "I can't," one, "That hurt my feelings," one conversation where you don't rush to smooth over every silence. Your heart will race. Old alarms will ring. But each time you survive being a little more true and a little less pleasing, something shifts on that inner stage. The performer softens. The director loosens their grip. The small child behind the curtain takes one small step closer to the light, realizing that, this time, someone is finally staying for them. You don't become less kind. You become more whole.